Hey, welcome back. It is Friday and it's mid-morning. That means I'm not at work. Just another max out on my PTO, so I take a day off here and there where I can. I guess it's not a good thing, you're not accumulating PTO, so they say you view it as you're just donating time to the company, but I don't know, maybe because I'm not hourly, I'm exempt, salary worker kind of, so my company paid for a good chunk of my master's degree, so, technically it's owed to me or whatever, but not something I choose to get worked up about. Using my Gillette Aristocrat today. I decided, again, it's what I guess I view as a luxury shave. Let me rinse off the handle just a touch. Got a new brush in. Look at this thing, 30 millimeters, so it's a monster. I wanted a nice big, I didn't like, when I first started shaving, I didn't like the bigger brushes because I had a bowl with short sides and it just seemed to slop all over the place, and I was like, just didn't work all that well, but now it feels kind of luxurious. I wanted a nice big brush, and a lot of times what I do when I'm in the mood to buy something is I'll just go on the shave of the day photos and look and start looking up the stuff I think looks sweet. Unfortunately, really cool stuff oftentimes is stuff you just can't get. It's like artisans that are in such high demand that you have to pre-order or get on a list to order or whatever. There's this one, every time Scuttle Soap shows it, I want it, that's got by somebody on Etsy, and every time I've looked, they've not had one just like that. So he grabbed the best one. It's just a small checkerboard pattern, a dark and light woods. Well, not checkerboard, because it's like little squares, but they're offset enough. I think it makes kind of like a little swirl. Anyway, just very cool looking. But I saw this one. I thought this was really pretty on somebody's shave of the day. Googled it, and it was from AliExpress. So I don't remember how much it was. Under 20 bucks, free shipping from, slow boat from kind of thing, but nice and big, nice and soft. And it's a little chilly today, and we're getting into holiday season, but I went with Penhaligon's English Fern. This was sent to me by my buddy Tim on the Cadre. Milk crate on the Cadre. Was it the last call he joined? He just recently joined us for one of our Zoom calls. We've got another one coming up this Sunday, so hope he can make it. Anyway, it's kind of cold outside, so you tend to go with the darker, heavier scent. But I thought, well, I got this green brush, I should matchy it all up, right? So I got all English Fern stuff for today. Anyway, it's funny because when I told my wife I got this cheap brush from AliExpress, I mentioned that just yesterday there was a little conversation on my journal page because I'd used a soap that what really wasn't my favorite. And somebody asked why, and it was just because the scent strength was so low. It just smelled like soap. And they were like, well, what's the problem with that? It lathers really well. And that's where it's, every man's shave is his own. Ooh, I'll forget it, but that'd be a great title for this episode, right? Every man's shave is his own. Because, what was I saying? Now, yeah, I know that Bruce has to use unscented stuff because his wife is very sensitive, and there's some other folks. Same thing, either they or their wives are sensitive to scents, and so they have to use unscented or very lightly scented things. So that's one thing, but I was just saying, if you have to use an unscented soap, or if that's what you do use, what's the point of having more than one soap? You just find the one that performs the best. And why would you want variety? You know, I guess I get, again, every man's shave is his own. But I don't know, would you switch up unscented soaps? Would there be a purpose in that? Wouldn't you just pick the one that performs the best? Anyway, kind of the point, one of the points being made is that the scent doesn't stick around with you, which is true for almost all soaps I use. Is that the scent, so right now I'm getting this nice ferny scent, and then after I wash it off, it'll probably be gone. And so you could really pair it with anything. We've talked about that before. But during the shave process, that's part of the experience, is enjoying the olfactory part of it. And that's why you got piles and piles of soap out there. For the most part, it's because of the different scents. Not performance. If it's an underperforming soap, I just won't buy it or I'll get rid of it. We're not keeping it around even if it smells amazing. So when I'm picking soaps in the morning, it's 100% about what scent do I want that morning. So to take that part away of it, then it's like, well, then I would have the best performing soap. So to me, that's part of the experience. But like I said, every man's shave is his own. I did notice, boy, this brush is, rinsing it out takes a little bit longer than the smaller brushes. And then when I was lathering with it, and just because it's a bigger grip, my hand was a little bit, could feel it in my hand. It reminded me of getting the bigger Apple phones the first time they came out with whatever they call them, Pro or Max or whatever. Carrying that thing is like my hand, like holding on to it, like was sore. But now, totally used to it and can flip around the phone in one hand and all that stuff. But so it's right here. I've got the lavender, but it's down in the drawer. So I just keep using this one. Oh, so what else? So I don't think I dried my face. Well, then this is the Barber Dave style. He said that on the Quinn's website, you apply it to a lightly wet face and then it doesn't leave sticky residue or whatever. The problem being is I got to do this. I got to do my 2-in-1 because I've got my talc. It's going to take some time to dry down. So that's it. So I got the day off with it was a very lazy day. I was it the last video? I said I got into these Chinese teacup, this vendor on TikTok, which is just kind of embarrassing to say because I'm a grown man. But having said that, if you've been like I used to being, but like, well, that's a kid's thing, I'm not interested, what's the point? You know, there's stuff for everybody on the TikTok. You got guys operating heavy machinery and welding and woodworking, and I mean, so you can make of it as you want. And so anywho, I've got a few cups on their way to me. I heard they take a week or two to get here from China. But part of it is just the guy's just entertaining. He's an American. I think that I'm probably repeating myself, but he's an American that's born in New York. Was one of those, said he grew up in foster care, so he's just kind of a Rolling Stone kind of guy that wanted to travel and live in different countries for a year each and stuff, and got to China, met a woman, and he's been there for, I forget what he says, like 5 years now, something like that, 4, 5, 6, somewhere around there. He's just ready to get home. Anyway, but his wife worked in this company, and he, I guess, what did she used to sell? I forget what she used to sell on the Chinese TikTok. And then he went to visit her one day and heard her speaking English, and they had moved her over to the English TikTok version of it. And he said, "This is interesting. Let me give it a shot." Liked it, and that's what he does now with his wife. But anyway, a lot of the fun is just listening to this guy. You know, some people can just talk and be entertaining, and that's him. And still a little wet. But it's very interesting to hear his take on certain things. Sometimes he's just funny, but he also talks about, you know, they're in lockdown over in China, so how that works and how long it's been going on. And their lockdown is serious. You know, they showed outside their window. They said they live in a town of about city, 4 or 5 million or whatever, and, you know, just basically carrier bikes, delivery bikes on the streets, no cars or anything. And just how serious the lockdown is there. They come and chain your front door and stuff like that. And if you try to escape, you get the old "Papa!" This moment of pop brought to you by Hombre's Barbershop, the sweetest smelling barbershop in Tucson. So anyway, been watching him. That's just kind of interesting to hear about an American's view on Chinese life. So it really has nothing to do with the platform it's on. I just always been interested kind of in learning about lives other than my own, because there's a whole lot of stuff out there that people do that we don't know about. That's another way to go on about it. We'll see. I think we're almost there, especially with the 2-in-1. That'll dry it down quicker. So I got my, I use just one talc brush no matter what talc I use. We have comminglings of talcs on this thing. It'll be all right. There you go. Beautiful. All right. Yeah, I gotta use this up more. I just started trying to use talc when this stuff was going out of, or was already out of production or something, but not at the astronomical rates it is now to obtain them. So I think I have 3 tins of this stuff. And I'm using it like it's precious. I guess it is, but it'll take forever to get through 3 of these if I hardly ever use it. And then we got the matching Penhaligons. Yeah, boy, I would, if you saw, my wife and I posted a video about trying some Penhaligon samples. I really wish they had more stores around. I like their stuff. It's good. It's good. Plus these little tiny, these are pretty bottles, aren't they? I laugh every time I look at one of these. I had heard of Penhaligons, never tried it. And then we went to London and went to Harrods. And their men's section for shaving things and that kind of stuff is what I was looking for. Is very small. It's like down these steps, and it's weird. You know, Harrods is big, bright, open areas, but the men's shaving, grooming area or whatever is down some steps in this little dark, low ceiling place. And off in the corner, they had some scents, and they had a lineup of Penhaligons, and I had never used it before. And here I am trying to get, I figured this was covering up, you know, the ball was covering up the spritzer or whatever, trying like heck to get this off. And if you try hard enough, that glass ball will pop right off of there, which is, you see, it's not meant to come off of there. So I tried it and I just rested those. So sorry, Harrods, that was me. Anyway, there you go. I got a couple more days off. We might do another video or two. Loving my coffee machine. I was worried that I built it up into my head into something more than it would be, but digging that. So I do need to make a video of it in use and talk a little bit about that. So we have a Zoom call on Sunday. Other than that, see you on the forums.